keep it 100 because it's time for Hub's Huddle Podcast. Listen to the man that talks sports from football to basketball 24/7, 365. He is known as the average Joe that knows more than average about sports.
What's up, man?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Hub.
Good afternoon, everybody. Man, welcome to another episode of Hub's Huddle. Today I'm going to talk, break down this matchup tonight between the Saints and the Cowboys. I'm going to talk a little bit about these quarterbacks, man. I'm talking Big Ben, Baker Mayfield, and Aaron Rodgers. First and foremost, man, I'm going to address these quarterbacks first before I get into this Thursday night matchup. First and foremost, man, I've seen the comments from Big Ben basically saying that, that he got the right to call, players out. And you know what, man, you got to take accountability, big fella. That was you throwing that loopy pass on the goal line that got intercepted in that game. That was you who had the game on the line, and you blew it with that whole throw right there, which should have been something that was simple, easy, walk-in touchdown. You took it upon yourself to try to just lob it up to Antonio Brown, and it got picked off. You didn't put no force on it, no nothing, no zip on the ball, anything. You just lobbed it up. So that was, an issue just waiting to happen, brother. If you're going to come at anybody, you need to start with yourself, man. You got to look at yourself, man. You know what? At first in Pittsburgh, the thing was because of Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell's not there anymore. Then it was Antonio Brown talking. Antonio Brown has been quiet. He's just been focusing on just balling out. And now you got Big Ben. With these comments, man, you know what? This Steelers team got issues. I'm not sure how far these dudes is going to go when it gets to January. I don't even like them really this week against the Chargers. I think it's going to be a tough game for them overall. I'm not ready to make my pick on that game yet. Got some more, digging and researching to do. But, as right now, on paper, I like the Chargers in this one. My message to Big Ben, man, you got to take accountability for yourself. You don't see Breeze, Brady, these guys, trying to throw other guys under the bus. Take notes from these guys and move on, man. Focus on, your incoming opponent, that is the LA Chargers, and stop dwelling on, last week or wherever else. Next in line, Baker Mayfield. He had these comments about Hue Jackson. This isn't the first time that he talked about a former coach of his. If you remember when he played for Texas Tech, he's talking about the coach out there. He had some words for him, but I think in this situation, Baker Mayfield after that game on Sunday where they put a beat down on the Bengals. He did want to hug Hue after the game when they tried to embrace each other. When he tried to embrace him. I think it's more something of somebody in that organization probably got into Baker's head and told him some things about Hue Jackson. I mean, as far as I know, I never, seen no other player, really, talk bad about Hue Jackson. Remember when he was in Oakland, when they got that win? I think it was after Al Davis passed away. I was happy for him. Players, really rallied around Hue. So I don't know where Baker's getting this stuff from. Maybe it's somebody in that organization who was negative. Maybe it was another coach. And he also came a little bit at what's his name? Haley as well. As you all know, he got fired too in the same week as Hugh. I think they were like a day or two apart and getting fired. But Baker Mayfield, man, you just need to focus on getting this Browns team in order. Focus on winning some more ball games and get into the conversation within your own vision, of trying to win your division instead of worrying about, former coaches. You need to move forward as well, too. Last but certainly not least, Aaron Rodgers. Now, a few episodes back, we had this whole GOAT discussion. It was the week of, Packers, Patriots. And I was explaining, why I thought Tom Brady was, a better quarterback. And they got Aaron Rodgers here. This Packers team hasn't won on the road all year. And over the years, nobody has never put any blame or anything on Aaron Rodgers with this Packers team until now. Now people are starting to wake up and see what everybody else have been seeing. Shout outs to Colin Hurd, because he was one of the first guys that started pointing it out for years. But, people, they give Aaron Rodgers so many passes. And this is the whole point. When things aren't going well in Green Bay, it's always, oh, well, it's because the Packers didn't put enough players around Aaron Rodgers for him to get it done. But if New England struggles, it's Tom Brady's, he need to retire, he's done, he's washed up, everything in the book. But it's a different drum beat when it's Aaron Rodgers. People put Aaron Rodgers on his pedestal like, nothing is Aaron's fault. But as I tell people before, when a team wins a game, they always come to the quarterback. Same thing when the team loses. When the team loses, in Green Bay, everybody points the finger at the coach. The play calling and stuff, but at the end of the day, there is throws that Aaron Rodgers used to make look easy that he's not making them anymore. I don't know if it's the leg, with the knee injury that he suffered earlier in the season or what, or maybe it's the whole shoulder thing. I don't know. But, in that game on Sunday night against the Vikings, Kirk Cousins outplayed Aaron Rodgers. And it was like, Aaron Rodgers on paper, he is the better quarterback than Kirk Cousins. But Kirk Cousins played a better game than him on Sunday night. It's time for people to start pointing the blame, at Aaron Rodgers. If they're going to blame everybody else in the Packers organization, from the coach and different players, you also got to put blame on the quarterback. Because like I told people before, the quarterback is, one of the key responsibilities on that offense. He touches the ball every single play. So you got to put some type of blame on him. That's all I want. Like I said, I'm not an Aaron Rodgers hater. I like the guy. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But this season, he just ain't playing like it. I don't see nothing spectacular. And I never was one of the ones that actually marveled in everything that he did. Like, I didn't think it was so, top tier level great of everything that he does. Because, when they lose, you got to put the blame on him as well. You can't just put the blame anywhere else. But shifting gears, let's talk about this big matchup tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday night football, Arlington, Texas. The hot New Orleans Saints are coming into town to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Saints, 8-point favorite. Dallas, the home dog. People all week been saying it's going to be a blowout. They're not giving Dallas a chance. I'm giving them a chance today. I think they're going to win. Call me crazy, but I think they're going to win. The Saints are rolling. They're coming in 10 straight wins. Breeze, Kamara, Ingram, Michael Thomas. These dudes is balling. Drew Brees has gotten a lot of his weapons involved in his passing game. These dudes are putting up 38 points per game. The key here for me with this offense is going to be how the Cowboys front seven play against them. You got Vander Esch, you got Smith, linebackers, you got DeMarcus Lawrence. If he can get pressure on Breeze, that Dallas, defensive line, they can get pressure on Breeze. It's going to be an interesting game. And it's how well these, linebackers cover these running backs in the passing game, as well as, these guys coming out of the backfield just getting the handoffs. Defensively, for the Saints, they are the number one rushing defense in the league. They only allow 73.2 yards per game. But their flaw is in the passing game. They're ranked 30. The key here for the Saints, they got to keep Dak in the pocket tonight. You can't allow Dak to escape the pocket and make plays. Everybody know, your number one, priority should be Zeke to contain him, that run game in Dallas. But Dak is also a dual threat. I'm like I said, I'm not one of those guys that dash Dak. He is what he is. He is a game manager. I'm not going to sit up here and say he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm just going to say that he's like a game manager. he manages the game well. He does what needs to be done to get the job done. When Zeke needs 25 to 30 touches, he's going to make sure Zeke gets 25 to 30 touches, whether it's running or whether it's receiving out of the backfield. And I think this is going to be another key for tonight as well. I also like Amari Cooper, Beasley, and Gallup against this Saints defensive backs here. I mean, Eli Apple and Lattimore, these aren't the best corners in the league. I think Dallas receivers got the better matchup tonight. I think, it's going to come down to Dak just playing a smart game. Don't let the pressure get to you. You still got to get Zeke involved in this offense. This is going to make everything simpler. If Zeke can get off today, it's going to make it so much simpler for this Dallas offense. And that's going to trickle over to the defense to make these guys want to play hard. There's been a lot of trash talk coming out of Dallas. I don't like that. It kind of messed up my pick a little bit. I kind of wish they was quiet, but since I'm still going to roll with this and I got a gut feeling for the night, I'm still going to stick with the Cowboys. This game right here is huge because it's huge for Dak and his contract situation. It's also huge for the Cowboys in this division that they're in the NFC East, because they lose here and the Eagles somehow win on Monday night against Washington at home. Then these two teams are going to be tied for first place. So, I think this comes down to, what Dak does on offense. He play a good, smart game. I like the Cowboys tonight. The Saints, man, look, that is the sexy pick. That is the, go-to pick. I'm going against the grain here, with everything. I'm going to pick I'm going to pick the Cowboys in this one. 34-31, Dallas wins, upset special, home underdog covers that plus 8 points tonight. So, for week 12, I went 11-4, and I'm 111, 63-2 on the year. So hopefully tonight we start off on another good foot with a win on Thursday Night Football. So far, I've been undefeated on Thursday Night Football, I do believe. So hopefully this ain't my first L. Like the sexy pick was the Saints, man. But I'm rolling with the Cowboys, man. 34-31. I think Dallas defense comes up big. DeMarcus Lawrence, he is going to have a similar game to what DeMarcus Ware had back in 2009 when they beat a 13-0 Saints team on a Saturday night on NFL Network. Then I was in December. They came rolling. It was Tony Romo was the quarterback. So I think, it's going to be deja vu a little bit. I'm liking the Cowboys to give the Saints their second L of the year. 34-31 Cowboys, book it. So that's it for me for that pick. Join me in my next show. I'll be talking about the remaining games of week 13, as well as previewing the big fight Saturday night, Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, versus the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, heavyweight title fight, Showtime pay-per-view. The build-up for this has been crazy. The press conferences is crazy. These dudes is talking the talk. They selling the tickets for this fight. Pay-per-views, I don't know how well it's going to do. I'm not, I don't remember the last time I actually paid for a pay-per-view heavyweight boxing fight. So this is going to be new. It's been a long time. I probably was I was young when the last time it was a good heavyweight. I think the last heavyweight pay-per-view was Roy Jones versus John Ruiz or something like that, probably. But join me on Saturday for that. I'll be breaking that down and giving up my Week 13 picks for the National Football League. So until next time, thank you all for listening. Please share this. Please review it. I'm on plenty platforms, from iTunes to Google Play to Spotify, Radio Public. Man, I'm almost everywhere. You can just Google Hubs Huddle Podcast. You can find me, anywhere you're possibly looking for it at, any type of streaming, site. Please continue to share, like it, subscribe, review it. Follow me on Instagram at Hubs Huddle. Follow me on Twitter at Just Hub, and also on Facebook, Hubs Huddle as well. Like the page. I greatly appreciate it. Shout out to my new listeners that have just came aboard. Appreciate you all, and thank you for listening to Hubs Huddle. This is your boy, and I'm signing out. Peace.